train. We call it the train. We on that train. We on that train.
Is it in the 69 headed down the party line? And if that train go off the track, then you know that body shows up right. So don't miss that train, baby. So don't miss that train. 69, do it one more time. Come on, ride that thing, baby. All aboard, all you ladies, just work it on down. Get back up, party train is on the way to your town. And don't be ashamed, baby, cause it ain't no thing. I will tell if you won't tell that you don't roll the train. So don't try to act like you don't know what I'm talking about. It's plenty of guys so you can bring some friends to help you out. And it's a real long line, so I hope you can hang. And if you don't, it's gonna be fun, yo. So don't miss that train. I know you can, girl, I'm sure you can. Matter of fact, I know you can. This is round to ticket ding-a-ling-ling. Is it in the 69 headed down the party line? And if that train go off the track, then you know that body shows up right. So don't miss that train, baby. So don't miss that train. Like I said, pimpin' it there. Come on, ride that thing, baby.
Here come that train.
So don't miss it, baby.
Here come that train.
Better get your ticket, baby.
Here come that train.
And don't be not ashamed.
Here come that train.
Here comes that party train. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey, don't miss that train. It's 69, this party time. No, yeah, we got them chicken wings. We got that carry-on too. And much of dirt. And long spicy sausages. So ladies, come get served. So get to the party, baby. Cause it's gonna be high. Get your bag, that gin and juice, and right by the railroad train. So ladies, bring your friends. And please make sure they fine. And hurry up, cause I hate to see you in the 69. I know you can. Matter of fact, I'm sure you can. Yeah, you know you can. Get around to ding-a-ling-ling. Is it in the 69 headed down the party line? And if that train...
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
Come on, let's go, let's go.
Hope y'all all right, man.
Drop the basement on the part 2 tip. Come take a trip to the way I rock your live. Madness is on the mic and I'm rolling. The bass magic is controlling. And it'll work that way, so let me see you swing. Because the room with the boom is when you're on the stage. Yo, Michael, let's rock this place. I think it's time you drop that bass. Drop the bass is what we're here to do. And by the time we're through, we're gonna shake loose every screw. So rattle and roll. Like Rocker said, I know you got soul. Since you can dance to this with these, don't pick a fly girl that you want to skis. Like the one with the nipple short through the lace. Work that bottle or we drop the bass. Run and run you go. Run and run you go. Run and run you go. Let me say scrub the grunt. Scrub the grunt. Let me say scrub the grunt. Scrub the grunt. Let me say scrub the grunt. Scrub the grunt. Let me say scrub the grunt. Scrub the grunt.
Yeah, it's my time to play back in the house. So who's next? Get your ass on the floor and start. Work that ass till my gig is hard. Oh shit, that's what we like it.
Hope y'all having a good day, man.
Freak nasty, wanna know.
see now, let me see you again. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Let me see you again. Let me see you again. Your mama want again. Your daddy want again.
Ricky, you funny, boy.
Your sister want again. Your brother want again.
Hey!
You want again. You're not too young again. Everybody want to do that. So let me see you again. Shake it down, get down low to the ground. Shake that body all around. Let me see you get low down. Let me get it crunk where I left off from. Free gas has just begun. That's right, I'm back on track. So girl, let me see you free again. Cause when it's been set free. So girl, what you gonna do for me? Down low is the way to go. Pocahontas coming, but I didn't came, yo. To let y'all know a little something, something. Free gas is hitting from here to London and Cali. Down to Macon. I wanna see some real booty shake. Down south is where you need to be. Home of freak nigga and freak nasty. No matter who you are, let's go. And let me see you get. Come on. Let me see again. Let me see again. Your mama want again. Your daddy want again. Your sister want again. Your brother want again. You're not too old again. You're not too young again. Everybody want to do that. So let me see again. Freak nasty wanna know. Freak nasty wanna know. Freak nasty wanna know. Can you get?
Hello?
Hello, my speak to Lazy.
Yo, this him. What's up?
Yo, Lazy, this is Jay, man.
Oh, yeah? What's up, man?
Nothing, me and DJ Lynn just over here cooling out, man.
Oh, yeah, Lando?
Yeah. Yo, you remember that kid, Joe, from round the way?
Yeah, I remember.
Yo, man, the ambulance just took that boy away, man.
Riddle me, Bunker TV. Riddle me this one. Tell me what I was going to say.
And just the other day, me and Lynn saw him on the corner. We said, yo, man, you need to get yourself off the corner. You know what I'm saying? You need to do something positive with your life. Get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? He's still just rolling it up.
Yo, but tell me something, Jim.
Y'all don't know about this old shit here.
Something about this man. Everybody keep yelling.
Roll it up, my nigga. Roll it up. Roll it up, my nigga. Roll it up. Roll it up.
I'm telling how old I am. This used to be the shit back then.
Roll it up.
Yeah! How did you guess it, brother? How did you guess it, Bunker TV? It is the black man's fault for everything. That is right.
Though the pussy still might be that he might got towed away somewhere. But I ain't caring nothing about that, man, because I'm all about that tape. You understand what I'm saying? Right?
Yo, man, you need to be about the news, Casey. You need to be about the news, man. Brothers is losing.
If you from the South, this is shit right here.
Everybody have a walk. Now move your body from side to side. Get with this beat, no side to hide. Put over the rules, have a good time from us to you. Let's make it live. Hey y'all, let's get retarded now that the party started. Go, go, go. Now I started to face so long time ago, but people got into it, but y'all see so slow. They didn't understand that I can make up the man for one low frequency battle jam the land. State to state, penetrating with heavy bass. Everybody up to just feeling the wrong fate. Damage and devastating, most exhilarating when you hear the sound. Your body beats more away than
Yeah, man. What's up? What's up? What's up? I want to turn up a little bit before I get started. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, unfortunately, Bunker TV, you are wrong, bro. You are wrong. This nigga to my dude, the robot. You are hilarious. You're a comedian, brother. But anyway, check this out, man. So, I just found out some alarming shit, man. And you know, I always talk about the bankers and the small hats and the fuckery that they're on. And a lot of times, you know, we just talk about this shit and we don't really go in depth as to what the hell going on, right? And so this shit right here should piss everybody off, what I'm about to show you. And shout out to Glenn Beck. And I got this from AMC Bigums, getting everybody all my references, right? But this shit is just, I mean, I got a fucking headache. Like, this shit stressed the shit out of me when I saw it, right? And before I play it, I'm going to play something for y'all that is important. And I want y'all to listen to this. Y'all know what this comes from, but I want y'all to listen to what this brother says, okay? So I'm going to play it for you. All right, later.
It behooves you not to dick around with this one. Justifiable homicide in line of duty, okay? Now, what happened was...
What happened was murder and armed robbery. Oh, wait, we had badges, so it's different?
Oh, son, can't open your eyes. Can't you see? Huh?
That man was your friend, and you killed him. Let that fly.
Come on, my friend, huh?
Yeah.
Tell me why. Because he knows my first name? Son, this is the game. I'm playing his ass. That's my job. That's your job. Roger sold dope to kids. The world is a better place without him. Hey, this man was the biggest major violator in Los Angeles. I watched that cocksucker operate with impunity for over 10 years, and now I got it.
Now I got
The
it.
shit's chess. It ain't checkers.
Come on.
What you think we're gonna do? We're gonna roll up the black and white, huh? Slap the cuffs on him, you're under arrest. That's a high roller, dog. Take the money.
I already told you.
See, this is the thing, bro. I like what he said because although, and we know that's Lonzo, right? We know that is Training Day. That's Denzel, right? What's up, Naima? And look, man, you know, they done shot the dude. They get in the car. He like, damn, man, that was grimy what you did. He a high roller, dog. What you think? We just gonna go in there and pop the cuffs on him? I watched that cocksucker sell. You know what I'm saying? I love this movie. But the point I'm trying to make is that we have been fucked over majorly. Majorly. Just like Kane when he snitched on them niggas in. I don't like that shit, dog. I'm gonna drop a dime on them niggas. And remember, he called these niggas out here, they selling dope majorly. Like, this is the type of shit that I see. And so what I'm about to play for y'all is some fucked up shit. Now, I want y'all to see what the fuck they done did to us. Because, listen. Now, watch this. Watch this shit right here I'm about to play. Right? Let me go ahead and get to it. Because this shit is fucked up. And Glenn Beck, I don't watch Glenn Beck because he's scared the shit out of you. He does. If I watch Glenn Beck, I'll be ready to like damn near commit suicide. He very like doom and gloom. He is, right? And he talk about all types of evil shit. But a lot of times when you watch, if you watch Glenn Beck, he drop a lot of shit. He's kind of like Alex Jones light, like diet Alex Jones. You know what I'm saying? Alex Jones a trip. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, Glenn Beck on that tip a little bit too. Let's get to it.
So let me show you exactly what has happened in the last year. Gas has risen to $3.32 a gallon. Mortgage rates were about 3. The 30-year mortgage interest rate now has risen to 4.6, and that's without the Fed raising the rate, which they say they're going to do twice or 3 times.
There's a 50% jump on the damn mortgage rate. Let's go.
This year. That is just the banks getting greedy. Second quarter GDP growth predicted to be 2.3%. So you know, last year's, a year ago, it was projected at 30%. Our growth was 33.1% in the third quarter under Trump. It is now 2.3%. Inflation is 7% and rising. Now we say that we have 3.5% unemployment. Does that seem right to you? Do we really only have 3.5% employment? Because that's almost full employment. That means everybody who's looking for a job has a job. And for the very first time, I can say that's true and yet completely misleading. There are so many jobs available right now, but the government is incentivizing people to stay home. So now you might be at full employment, but you don't have people working. You're paying them to stay home. How many fast food restaurants have you been to? How many places have you been to? And they either don't have it, they're closed, they're waiting, they're only open certain hours because they just don't have the people. Oil has now hit an 8-year high. We're talking about hitting oil prices of $150 a barrel. I just want you to know, 2008, the collapse happened at $130 a barrel. That was the final straw. We are now showing that you are paying 49% more for gas, 37% more for used cars, 6% more in electricity, 6% more for food. And building supplies. You want to know why houses are so expensive? Lumber. Do you remember at the beginning and everybody was talking about lumber?
Lumber's up 42% just over the last 30 days, guys. This shit is fucking ridiculous. I'm trying to go into like building new houses, but shit, I mean, $65 for a damn sheet of plywood, OSB plywood, engineered OSB plywood is $65, one sheet.
How expensive? I just want one sheet of plywood. I can't get a sheet of plywood. Can't get a sheet of plywood. Been waiting on a list for 2 months. Can't get a sheet of plywood. The price of lumber, not since the beginning of the pandemic, but since September, has risen 45%. That is the highest gain since 1947. And they're telling you that everything is fine. if you look at the way we used to calculate, for instance, unemployment, we're at 3.5. But why does that feel wrong? Because in 1995, I think, they changed the way we calculate unemployment. And what they did is they said, are there so many people discouraged that they've just given up looking for work? Because that's not fair to the government to point out those numbers too. So are they just given up because they're so discouraged? If you calculate it the way we did in 1993 and before that, before we took the discouragement out, our unemployment rate would be 24.5. 24.5. The Great Depression was about 30% unemployment. We're at 24.5. The difference is they're not discouraged, they're encouraged not to work. So now everybody's saying, what's causing inflation? What's causing inflation? Oh, gee, I don't know.
Watch this shit. This shit gonna blow your damn mind.
I don't know. We're doing everything wrong. It's like we've woken up in a parallel universe. The multiverse where everything that you're supposed to do, you do the opposite. We have to wake our friends and neighbors up, and we'll only do it with kindness and facts. But even Democrats will know, except for the real diehard, never gonna wake up to anything Democrats. They know something is not right. We told you that the Great Reset is the plan. The news on the Great Reset is breathtaking today. And the White House announced yesterday that they are going to get rid of Bitcoin and all cryptocurrency. It's got to go.
So he out there talking about he want to go at Bitcoin. He want to destroy cryptocurrency because look, man, this shit is the biggest fucking like scam of all time. The shit that he's about to go into in a few more minutes, seconds, is ridiculous, bro. This shit make you want to grab some torches and guns and knives and go to the fucking Congress and hurt somebody. I mean, it's that fucked up what he's about to say. Now listen to this.
Oh, it's got to go. IMF is going the same way. Well, why? Let me give you some numbers that have just been FOIA'd and released this week. Why this is not the number one story in the world, I don't know. But I haven't seen this reported anywhere. The Fed has a 2-year waiting period on information. So they can't tell you. You can't ask and they can't tell you 2 years. They do something and then you have to wait 2 years to say, what did you just do?
Like this is that, you know, and look, man, the small hats, I have said this 1,000 times, are the most evil people on the planet. They have basically within the last, I'd say 50 years, have basically destroyed the future, the financial futures of at least the next 2 or 3 generations, at least. And that's if we stop spending now. Listen to this shit, man.
Okay. Then it has to be FOIA'd. Well, 2 years, 2012, 2 years went by after 2008 to 2010, and they were FOIA'd. Tell us what you did. Well, they fought it, and they went all the way to the Supreme Court, and it was, the Fed said, we need 10 years. We need 10 years. It's very sensitive, 10 years. 10 years are up, so it's been FOIA'd. Let me give you what they did. Now, here's what they said they did. You remember the Tea Party started with TARP because we were so outraged that it was $787 billion. We were so outraged, almost $1 trillion to bail out these banks. Are you kidding me? I want you to remember that. 780.
Remember all these idiots out here talking about the Tea Party was racist and dumb shit like that when Obama was in, and they said that the Tea Party was just out here to stop Obama because the black man in the White House. Niggas, look, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Let's go.
$7 billion to bail out TARP. Less than $1 trillion, the bailout for all of the banks. And we said, what are you doing? How could we possibly do that? Then the stimulus package, the Reinvestment Act, was $750 billion. So $1.6 trillion, $1.5 trillion. That's what they said they spent. Then the Fed said, we have to, purchase things like mortgage bonds. So we're just adding money, but it's on our books. We're just going to print and digitize some money, and we're just going to buy some stuff, okay, from the banks. So they already had almost $1 trillion from us, the taxpayer, and then the Fed said we're going to do $3.5 trillion to the banks. Okay, that's what they told us. Small problem with those official numbers. They're complete and total bullcrap. Levy Economics Institute is the one that got the FOIA, and they have the findings. And let me give you the truth of what the Fed did. Between 2008 and 2010, the Fed bailed out the banks. Now, they said they'd give...
Somebody take a wild guess the amount of money that the Fed printed out. I want somebody to type in the chat the number that you think. And it's in the T's. It's in the T's. It's not in the M's. It's not in the B's. It's in the T's. Somebody give me a number. If you haven't watched. Now, if you cheating, you already know the information, then fine. But, you're going to have to come on up, Richard. You got to come on up, bro. You got to come on up. Somebody give me a number. No, not that. Not 300. Not 50. Come on down just a little bit from 50. Come on up a little bit more from 21. Let's keep going. Let's go. It's up from 21. Let's keep going.
$3.5 trillion. Well, Citigroup, it's almost nationalizing Citigroup. Citigroup got $2.5 trillion. Morgan Stanley got $2 trillion. Merrill Lynch got $1.9 trillion. Bank of America got $1.3 trillion. But that's not all. We gave billions to the Bank of Scotland, Germany.
They taking our damn children's future and giving that shit to banks overseas. And the number's 29 trillion, by the way, just so you know. 29 trillion, right? They just printed that shit, digitized it, and sent our money overseas like fuck it. And we got to pay for that shit. That is why shit is getting so expensive. And a lot of this money is not circulating in the world economy, because if it was, everybody be making a lot of money. It's not like that. Everybody's still living as though the money hadn't been printed. And because the money's out there, prices are going up. But it's not in the actual economy. It's in offshore accounts. Bro, look, man, I'm going to tell you how they succeeded in getting this shit done. They dumbed down our education system. Because, look, 100 years ago, motherfuckers would have been cutting their damn throats. There's no way you're supposed to get away with this shit. No way should somebody be able to print this kind of money. Nobody should be able to print $30 trillion damn dollars and put that shit in their damn pocket, man. Not billion. Look, listen, man. We talking about $30,000 billion. Like, let that sink in. $30,000 billion. That's how much money we talking about. It's 1,000 billion is a trillion. So $30,000 billion. They done printed that shit, bro. That's fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Because this is getting ridiculous. This is out of control, bro. And my thing is, look, I'm all for, doing what you got to do for the economy. But when you got some shit like that, where motherfuckers can just steal your money and you don't even know for 12 fucking years, then they control the media because they small hat cousins run the media outlets. Nobody talks about shit, right? They done took $30 trillion from our ass, $30,000 billion, right? From us. And we still, bro, we ain't gonna ever be able to pay this shit back. This shit, we will not recover from this. This shit is you can't recover from that type of printing of money. They basically pulling us into a one world government. That's what they doing. They forcing it, and they getting rich while they getting ridiculously, ungodly wealthy, right? And so my thing is, at the end of the day, man, like, you know, and that, you know, I see these motherfuckers everywhere. They got their fingerprints in everything we do, like the music, television. They the reason you cut your TV on is LGBT this, LGBT that, transsexual this. They the reason, right? Now they got the president to he about to go and try to destroy crypto. They about to try to go after crypto because motherfuckers, anybody with a brain that can do math, man, I'm getting my shit out this, man. I'm finna put my money in crypto. They want to shut that door because they don't want us to be able to, they don't want another economy. They trying to control that shit. The only crypto that's going to be is one that they control with their blockchain, where they can come in and say, oh, you don't like what we got to say? Man, turn it. Hey, invalidate all his money. Invalidate his money. Let the motherfucker starve to death. These are the same people that basically through Mao Zedong, y'all think Mao Zedong operated by himself. Mao Zedong was operating from a small hat ideology. Mao Zedong, thinking that we are animals, literally what they said, we're animals, literally starved people to death, shot hundreds of millions of people in the head and blew their brains out of their heads because you don't believe we are created by a divine creator. We are from monkeys. We are descendants. All that shit come from small hats. All of it. All that shit. They got us fucked in the head. They got us so bad, bro. And so when I come out here and I say, hey, man, you know, these small heads, no, man, it's white supremacy. Like, man, you got to be smarter and understand how power is set up, how shit is set up. This a white man talking. He the one, they took his money. They fucked all us. That's the real enemy on this planet. Really, truth be told. I don't know what the world would be like, but you know what I'm saying? And I got to watch what I say because I can't say, well, we need to kill them. I'm not trying to incite violence. I'm just saying that this is dysfunctional. This is more than just dysfunctional. This is pure evil. These are the children of the fallen ones. They got to go, man. I'm not trying to, let me watch what I say because I don't want to say I'm trying to kill somebody. We don't want to kill them. But I'm just saying, bro, like, this shit here is ridiculous, bro. Let's keep going.
Switzerland, the UK, France, Belgium. We gave $3.7 trillion to Japan. $1.4 trillion to
this our fucking money, bro. They print this shit out of American dollars. This is our money. Look at this shit.
UK, $1.3 trillion to Germany. We bailed the world out.
But we can't do reparations now. We can't do that shit. We can't. Like, this shit is, man, come on. Y'all got to see the irony of this shit, man. You have got to see. Like, and the thing is, from 2008 to 2010, that's George Bush and that's Barack Hussein Obama. That's those two presidents. So you can't just say it's Republican or Democrat. But this is Bush. No. See, that's why I see this shit for what it is. You gotta see this shit for what it is, man. This is crazy. What's up, y'all?
To the tune. You want to know why they needed 10 years? To the tune of $29 trillion. They digitized $29 trillion and didn't tell you a damn thing about it. And they gave it to people all over the world. 3.7 trillion to Japan, to the UK, to Germany, separately. 1.4 to the UK.
Guys, I'm going to say something, man. Like, you know, I understand why Jesus said what he said about a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. You know, I want to be wealthy. I do. I want to be independently wealthy. I want to be able to take care of my kid. I want to be able to, you know, leave things for my, you know, and do a lot of different things for people in my family, my mom, my brothers and sisters. I do, man. I do. And if I had an opportunity, I would do it. If I had an opportunity you know, to be able to put myself in that situation. Obviously, I'm trying to build myself to that. But if I never get there, you know, and I believe in that, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want that type of money. Well, I'm that damn greedy, right? Where I'm willing to go out here and destroy everyone's future while fattening my pockets. I don't want that kind of money. Because every one of these people that are orchestrating this are already worth millions and millions and billions of dollars. But that's not enough. You got to come and destroy people's future. And for what? Like, how much fucking money can you have? Like, look, it's okay. If I was considered the richest guy in the world, I want my money legitimately. I don't mind being a person being a billionaire. I don't mind that at all. It might be a trillionaire one day. I don't care. It might already be trillionaires. But you get what I'm saying? I don't really care about that. But my thing is, at the end of the day, if I can't get it above board, if I got to go out here and ruin people's retirement, and somebody's 65 years old and work their whole fucking life from the age of 20 to 65, 70 years old, they get ready to retire at 70 years old. They got like a $700,000 retirement. They getting ready to retire. And right before they retire, that shit dropped down to $250 because I'm greedy. Right? And I got to take that $450,000 and put that shit in my pocket. Fuck them, right? And my thing is, at the end of the day, when people do shit like that, you should be able to take a fucking gun and blow their fucking brains out. You should be able to go and find these motherfuckers that do shit like this. And you should. I'm not saying I'm not advocating violence, YouTube, because we know they run this space too, right? Because the hedge funds fund all that shit, Google, wherever they're getting their money from, right? That shit, they control this shit. So I can't come up here and be like, fuck you, small head, child molesting, evil, devil worshiping. I can't do it. Because if I do, then automatically, this is hate speech. And it ain't. I'm not, look, I'm upset about you robbing my children's future. I'm upset about you destroying with the type of world that our children are going to see, 60 to 100 years from now. It ain't going to be like what it is now. And I get the feeling it's going to be much, much worse. Because one of the problems that we're going to have is, if there is a great reset, who's in charge? Who gets to make the rules? The same motherfuckers that did this shit. That's the motherfucker that'll sit there and watch a child starve to death. That's the motherfucker that'll sit there and watch an elderly person starve to death and laugh. Because if it puts another 50 cents in their pocket, they'll watch your little 3-year-old baby, innocent child, starve to death. They don't give a fuck. And until the people rise up, right? Until the people rise up and start putting motherfuckers down for this shit, this shit is getting ridiculous. I don't know about y'all. I make pretty good money. Let me tell you something. I watch how I spend my damn money. I noticed over the last year, man, every time I go to the pump, every time I go to the store, I'm spending more money than I usually used to have. I could live off probably 65% of what I make. I always tried to. I could easily save money because I always save my damn money. Right? But now it's like, shit, I'm barely making it. Because by the time I do everything I need to do, pay every bill I need to pay, and do the things I need to do, I'm struggling. You can't, I'm not saying it's impossible. You can. I'm not saying it's impossible. But my current lifestyle, now I can change some things, which is what I'm doing. I'm restructuring some things because of what's coming down the pipe. But what I'm saying is, guys, I feel sorry, man. It's a lot of people just not going to make it. When we talk about a lot of black people aren't going to make it, it's not that they're not going to make it just because they're politically stupid. It's a lot of us just aren't going to make it because although you may be educated, although you may be whatever, if you got a bunch of evil ass, listen. When you look at somebody that is empty on the inside, that has no spiritual true north, right? And they have no problem with killing millions of people. We forget that, we're so protected in America as black people. We don't know what this country, not just the country, but just in the world. Because America got a lot of blood on their hands, right? We forget Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Those people, those were men, women, and children. They killed children. They dropped that bomb just to prove a point. They dropped the first one. They gave up, but they was like, nah, we want to show. They went and killed some more people, right? So I'm not under any delusions. And that wasn't our decision. I don't even think that was America's decision. I believe that decision was made by these same people. And until we're able to pull back the curtain and see who's really pulling the strings and really orchestrating everything, until we're able to get out here and tell the truth about these motherfucking small hats, we ain't gonna ever be able to fix a lot of shit. Ever. I know a lot of people that come at me and, well, you don't know what you're talking about, man. You really have a problem with it. I'm like, I don't have a problem. I'm calling this shit out. Look at this shit. Look at this. This is something that needs to be called out. I'm not sitting up here just saying, I hate them just because they whatever. No, I don't. It's not that. Listen, and I challenge anybody on this shit. There is nothing that you see that is dysfunctional and fucked up in this country that a motherfucking small head ain't got their hands on. I'm just telling you all the way to the top. Cardi B, hip hop music, LGBT, removal of prayer from schools, everything you see, right? The destruction of traditional family values, the destruction of gender roles and saying that a man, this is what a man does, this is what a woman, they are the reason. They are the reason. Right? And my thing is, I follow the scriptures. I do. I follow the Bible. But who was he talking about when he said, you who call you synagogue of Satan, who call yourselves Jews? Who is he talking about? Who are the fake ones out here? Like, that's because at this juncture, like, a lot of the fuckery that's going on is because of them. This banking shit. Guys, you know how fucked up the banking system. If they didn't do the shit they did, and they didn't fuck us over like they did, we would not have had a 2008 crisis. We would not have had a Great Depression. We would not, and the economy would ebb and flow, but it would be recession, and then it'll just come back. Recession, come back every 7 years. It won't be some ridiculous shit like what you see. You won't see this, man. This shit, listen. And I'm in AMC. It's gonna probably make me a millionaire. I've been buying shares all year. I'm buying. I'm not even talking. I don't even know how many I got now. I just keep buying. Right. So when this shit crack, when it take off, I'm gonna be a millionaire way before we get to $1,000 a share. And I'm telling you right now, when it happens, I'm buying land, I'm buying airplanes. You got to, man, because this shit, you got to be able to get the hell up out of here if shit hit the fan. And it's going to hit the fan, man, because this type of evil stuff that's coming, they're trying to get rid of everything that you hold valuable, everything that you hold dear. They're trying to destroy it. And the thing, even in the dating market, a lot of this shit, even with the algorithms and the type of videos, the way the algorithm work, they involved in that shit. Right now, if I go to this guy's channel right here, let me show you something. I'm just gonna guess, right? I'm just gonna guess. ODD TV, right? If I go to this guy right here, and let's say I just click on. Damn, they ain't even got his damn channel coming up. That's crazy. Anyway, let me see. Let me go here. So this is channel. Hold on, man. Damn, you can't even find a man's channel no more. This is crazy. Let me see if I can find one of his videos. There we go. No, is it? Nah, that's not his channel either. That's not his channel. That's a backup. Wow, bro. They got it where I can't even find the man videos no more. What is all this? This is crazy. Hold on. Oh, and that's what I'm saying. Like, just the whole shit that I'm looking at right now. Look at this. They don't look at that. All this shit debunking the flat earth stuff. I'm looking for the man video. The video is called Flat Earth Trilogy. Anyway, I can't even find the man's shit no more. Let me go over here, man. This is what I'm talking about. But this is what I'm talking about right here, man. You cannot a lot of this shit is so bad, bro. Like, you can't even Let me see if I can find it over here. I'm subscribed to the man. Can't even find his damn channel. But that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the whole algorithm and the way the algorithm work, they want to control your mind, man. And what really makes me upset is when someone tries to control my mind. Like if you just, if you was just like, you know what, we ain't trying to control your mind. We just trying, whatever, then fine, right? But like, for example, if I click on this, scroll down here. So usually when you click on one of those videos, there'll be space content, NASA content. See there? There's one. Asteroids and shit. So what they do is they got the algorithm set up, and usually it's a lot worse than this. Like, I mean, it's real bad. Like they'll have it where if you type a video, like if I go to Jeranism, hold on. I go to this guy right here. His channel coming up. They deleted ODD. He was real good. They got rid of his shit. But ODD is a motherfucker. But anyway, so this guy right here, this is another guy, right? They come on your channel. So the way that, and so you're like, well, why are they doing this? Why are they targeting specific communities? Why don't they target Bigfoot communities? Why don't they target alien communities? Why don't they target vampire communities and werewolf communities and lichen? They call them lichens. Why don't they target that stuff? Why do they only target flat earth? Right? Because they, ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna even go there. I don't feel like nobody calling me stupid. Right? As if I didn't go to the same damn school for the same amount of years and understood the same shit you understand. So I get it. I get why you think I'm stupid, because I would think it's stupid till you look into it. But the point I'm trying to make is I just, at this juncture, and even if you look at, hold on, there's a video of a guy where he's just breaking down the different people throughout science, right? And one of the problems that I think people don't really understand, this guy doesn't realize it. Like, I don't think he realizes it. Maybe he does. He does call them Zionists. But if you go into his videos, I think it's this one. He does a lot of quotes. And so when he's reading the quotes of these different people, these people are literally flat out saying that they're going to see that. As soon as you type on it, what's the first video? A space video. See what I'm saying? They put these videos over here to try to send you down a certain mental path. And so if I just let it play naturally, this video will play first to try to get you sucked in. They trying to control how you think. Now, I said that shit about 5 minutes ago. I click on the video, and what's the first video you see? It's always like that. They got their I see their fingerprints on science. They got their fingerprints all over science. They have, bro, this shit is so bad. It's like a metastasized cancer. Like you got a cancer of a certain body part, and that shit then metastasizes in your bones, in your brain, is in your lungs, is in your, that type of shit, right? Like how I did my dad, unfortunately, where cancer spread all over his body, right? They caught it right at the edge of stage 2. By the time he got chemo, they waited stage 3. His body responded. He lived about another 2 years almost. And eventually it just came back and it kept growing. Cancer. And that's how I look at these people, man. I look at these people like a cancer. Wherever they go, they like termites. They destroy the foundation of wherever the fuck they go. Now, these motherfuckers came over here and they done destroyed in a certain amount of time. Let me see how far I went back. In a certain amount of time, they done destroyed
1.3.
They done destroyed our fucking economy. They are a cancer. They are, and you know what? They so powerful, you will never hear anybody say, you can't say shit about them. You can't, I might have to take this fucking video down. Even I didn't even say I never said the J word, but I'm gonna have to probably take the video down because, this is fucked up, man. And look, I'm in AMC. It might go to, 4,000, 5,000 a share, whatever. I might be wealthy, but what about everybody else? It ain't just about me. I care about people. I don't want people out here starving and can't fucking eat because they tried to put money in their fucking pockets and hurt people. That's what they doing. They're trying to they're trying to hurt him. They're trying to hurt us, man. And what they do is they cook our brains. They tell us so much shit. Like when you cut your TV on, like think about it. Guys, in the 90s, people were a lot more closer to the church. Into the 80s and the further back you go, the church was more influential. In my generation, the church was actually, there were a lot more people that professed their faith in Christ and they followed the Lord. Now, this Generation Z, man, please. They don't profess nothing. They don't have anything they follow. Because what they did was they cut the TV on, and every time you watch the show for the last 30 years, 40, I'm talking about from 18, Knight Rider, way back in the day, whenever you saw somebody that was a Christian, they were the bad guy. Whenever you saw somebody that said they follow a certain relief or faith, they were portrayed as the bad guy, right? And so you see this shit for 30, 40 years. You got a generation of people being raised like that, right? And then you got, every time you cut on the television, you see two women kissing, right? Every time you cut, every time you watch Empire, right? The gay guy was the good guy. Most shows, most of the episodes on Empire, the gay, I never watched it, but just from what I saw, the times I did walk past it or see it, it was always that the gay son was always the one that was always smart and always, you know, being oppressed because you don't like me because I'm, you know, whatever, right? And it was on that shit, right? And a lot of people, you know, you don't like Sub-Zero. Cool. Thank you. I don't like you either. But anyway, you know, a lot of people, a lot of times seem to go down a certain path, man. And I see this shit as social engineering, right? It is social engineering. It is engineering of the minds of the youth. You start when they're young. You put it in their television. You put it in their cartoons, right? They start when your ass is not even a year old. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So it's a lot of that going on. A lot of people really go after our children, man. And this shit, bro, they like, let me tell y'all some sick shit. Let me tell you the real truth, bro. Part of their faith and their religion, or their mysticism, as it will, I'm not going to talk about, is having sex with children, right? That's normal for them. That's part of their culture, right? So what is going on right now, what you see right now, is the sexualization of children, right? That's what Dwayne Wade's son is about. He is about the sexualization of our children so that it is normalized for us to think of an 8-year-old sexually. Why the fuck does an 8-year-old and sex go in the same sentence? Right? Why are we talking? They always show pictures of his ass like he's some beautiful damn dime female or some shit. Like, oh, this is what you should want to be with. Zaya Wade, right? And you see that shit, and it's like, man, this shit is pure fucking evil, right? Until they see, what they don't tell you is, if you go and look at that K book, that book begins with the letter K, right? You go and look in that book, what you'll see is all over that bitch. It's talking about having sex. It's talking about you can kill people and put them in a position to be killed, and your hands are clean. Like, this is the type of shit that they follow. This is their system, right? And see, if you don't know that system, you don't know how they operate. They don't have no fucking system, to be straight up honest with you. They can do whatever they want to do. They could push you in front of a moving vehicle. You could get killed and they didn't do shit. That's literally what they believe, right? These are the types of people we dealing with. So right now, them destroying the monetary system is just them pushing us in front of a moving train. That's what it is. And they said, well, I didn't do it. The economy destroyed you, but I ain't had shit to do with it. I mean, I just did this and did that. It's pure and evil, man. Pure evil. That's why I always say it. Nobody will become president of the United States without making a deal with these motherfuckers. Anybody that really is president and thinks I'm the president and I can do this, I can do that, they'll blow your fucking brains out. Trump included. Trump included. I'm not a fool. That's why they did what they did with the election. Because we know what Trump was. They was like, okay, you this the deal. You're going to come in. You could do this. You could do that. But you can't touch this. You can't audit the Fed. You can't do this. Everything else is you. He gets in and push all this monetary policy. And they're like, well, damn. We don't need him in here. He running this bitch like a corporation. And he trying to turn the company around. Well, we got to get his ass out of there. And that's what they did. right? Because he was pro-America. A lot of us hate America. A lot of African Americans do. But I'm going to tell you like this. Look, listen, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. Just understand that shit. Because when America goes bad and these people that have basically destroyed the world's economy become basically the progenitors of the new economic system known as the New World Order, right? Next thing you know, what they're about to do is the type of shit. Now, these are the same people that are pushing these policies of killing babies because it's just a fetus. Y'all remember that shit Angela Yee told Angela Stanton King? Where's that shit come from? It's just a fetus. It's just same shit. Who took over the colleges and university system? They came over here with the expressed written purpose to destroy the college and university system. That is what they said. The problem I have is a lot of these people that are conservative, they don't identify this shit by, they start to say, wait a minute, man, this shit, this is ridiculous. 29 million trillion. These motherfuckers, look, man, you gotta tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tell it like it is, but you can't. And so that's the problem. If we'll never be able to identify that the small hats are the progenitors of all this shit that we facing. I don't even blame the white liberals, Leo. I don't. I think white liberals are like the henchmen of the damn of the small hats. But I blame the small hats. They are the mastermind behind all this shit. That's why you can never even say their names. Right? I say leave to get away from that stuff. The problem is where you gonna go? They finna take over the whole fucking world. That's the problem. Where you gonna go? What nation ain't in bed with them economically? What nation in the world? The few that weren't, we conquered 2 or 3 of them already. We done already destabilized the other one. Exactly. There's nowhere to go. We gotta face their ass. That is it. And the shit that really needs to be done, you would have to go back and have some old medieval times type shit. Like, that's the type of shit that needs like beheadings and motherfuckers' heads hanging up off a bridge some fucking well. Right? That's the type of shit that will make these motherfuckers straighten up. They were the money changers in Europe for 1,000 years and they were hated for a reason. Right? People couldn't stand their ass. Right? You read the Bible, talk about tax collectors and all that. Listen, man. These are the same people that wanted Jesus dead. That supposedly, I don't even know if they're real. I ain't gonna go into all that. I ain't gonna go that far. I don't know. Now we get into some spiritual stuff, and you know how that go. Right? So I don't want to go too far with it. But I'm gonna put it like this. They the children of the fallen. Nobody's going to tell me anything different. And I just think that, look, man, I would love for somebody like to organize. Like, we can't organize because they done dumbed us down so bad with our education. So we can't organize and target these people because just to even say the word will get you like excommunicated from everything. Shout out to the guy that was on Royce, that was on Jason Whitlock channel about a month ago or 2 weeks ago, and he said you can't even say the word without being called anti you know what, right? Anti you know what tick, right? And it's like he was like, you can't even say it. You can't even say, hey man, they doing this. Oh, that's it. Like, no, bro, you pushing porn on children. You out here you done took $29 trillion and took that shit and just spread it out all over the world to your cousins and friends and shit. Right? And you think I'm just going I can't even say it? Let me show you something. Fuck it. Watch this. CEO of Citibank. Who is this? Who's the CEO of Citibank? Dan Fraser, small hat. Okay. CEO of PNC Bank. Bill Dipchek, small hat. Okay. CEO of, I don't know, Wells Fargo. I'm just guessing. Small hat. You get what I'm saying? I can keep going. Y'all want me to keep going? What bank? Give me another bank. How about all right, hold on. CEO of JP Morgan. I'll be damn, small hat. Come on, man. Come on. That's 4. Guys. Okay, Bank of America. Guy, I got you. I got you. CEO of Bank of America. I'll be damn. Now, Moynihan, he might be Irish. Might. I don't know. Now, that I don't know. Daniel Patrick Moynihan is his brother. 62 years old. He's the younger brother of Daniel Patrick Moynihan. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's do hedge funds. Shall we? How about this? Top 10 U.S. hedge funds. Let's go there. Right? Let's keep going. Top 10. Okay. BlackRock, well, shit. You know. Let's see who runs BlackRock, shall we? Let's copy that. Let's see who runs BlackRock. Let's see, because they run the world. BlackRock, if you really want to know, runs the damn world. That's some real shit. Right? So let's see who runs BlackRock. CEO of BlackRock. I don't know what type of name is Fink. I don't know. But I do know this. I did that on a video one time. I did this right here. I did this top 10 U.S. hedge fund managers. Here we go. If you watch this, let's see where we go. Where we go. Here we go. So I did this one a while ago.
Number 10, David Siegel.
Small hat. Let's keep going.
World. Number 9, Chase Coleman.
I don't know. I think he is one, but let's say he's not. Let's say Chase Coleman's not. Man is a name that ends when they end like that. That's a small hat too.
Number 8, Israel Englander.
Small hat. Let's keep going.
Before we continue, remember to subscribe to Profits of Success. He has it.
George Soros. Small hat.
Number 6, David Tepper.
Small hat.
Number 5, Carl Icahn.
I think he's a small hat. We'll say he's not. How about that? We'll give you that. Cohen.
Number 4, Steve Cohen.
Small hat. Keep going.
Top 3. Number 3, Ken Griffin.
Now listen. This man is what's called in the ape community the devil, right? They call this man the devil, okay? This man, I have sat over the last year and watched him and a lot of these hedge funds steal trillions of dollars just in the last year out of the U.S. market. I've sat and watched them right before our eyes steal. I've seen them, they steal every day. The stock market is rigged. I know, listen, I'm a capitalist through and through, but don't piss and tell me it's rain. It's not, it's piss, right? Like this ain't rain, it's piss, bro. Now I know what rain look like, and I know what it don't have no smell. It ain't all dark yellow like that with your dehydrated ass. You give me one of them dehydrated, I just woke up in the morning pisses, and you telling me that this is rain. No, it's not. It's not. This ain't rain. This man right here, it's been many a times over the last year, I'll be thinking to myself like, that motherfucker. I'm just being straight up. I'm being straight up. He ain't the only one, though. He ain't the only one. Let's keep going.
His Citadel is reportedly the 3rd largest hedge fund in the world.
This man got billions and trillions of dollars overseas. Don't let this man fool you. He just started a whole nother joint venture with a tech firm. He's full of shit. Real talk. This man, let me tell you how fucked up he is. He's so fucked up. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you. All this is small hats. Every time you see some shit like this, it's small hats. Every time. Right? So what is it? What is it? 60 Minutes? I think it was 60 Minutes. Wall Street I think that's it. Right? So let me see it. Which one? I think I done watched it lately. So this one right here. So watch this.
Steve Croft.
I'm Leslie Stahl.
I'm Morley Safer. I'm Bob Simon.
Now, they run this shit now. They names all over the media. We done heard about 3 or 4 of them just that quick. They everywhere. Can't get away from these motherfuckers. Watch this.
I'm Scott Pelley. Those stories tonight on 60 Minutes. This month marks the 5th anniversary of the current bull market on Wall Street, making it one of the longest and strongest in history. Yet U.S. stock ownership is at a record low, and less than half of Americans trust banks and financial services. In the last 2 weeks, the New York Attorney General...
So how does that make sense in the market just going straight up? How? For the last, I don't know how many years, the market just been going straight up, like 90 degrees, just boom. How? How is that?
And the Commodities Futures Trading Commission in Washington have both launched investigations into high-frequency computerized stock trading that now controls more than half the market. The probes were announced just ahead of a much-anticipated book on the subject by best-selling author Michael Lewis called Flash Boys. In it, Lewis argues that the stock market is now rigged.
I could be mad because I didn't have nothing to do with it. I mean, they kind of like basically, bro, let me tell you something. If you ever were to sit in a room with these people, they have such a fucking hatred for us, bro. Listen, these small hats, they call us Goyim for a reason, bro. We are here to serve them. They are of an elite, group. Guys, they selling dope. Did y'all know that? Now, I'm going to get into all this shit. Let's go.
To benefit a group of...
JP Morgan just had a ship just caught with 20 tons of cocaine on it. JP Morgan. Now, you don't get no damn 20 tons of coke on no ship. You might sneak that shit through, but 20 tons? No, no. They knew what the fuck was going on. JP Morgan run the dope game and all that shit, bro. Watch this.
Insiders that have made tens of billions of dollars exploiting computerized trading. The story is told through an unlikely cast of characters who figured out what was going on and devised a plan to correct it. It could have a huge impact on Wall Street. Tonight, Michael Lewis talks about it for the first time.
What's the headline here? Stock market's rigged. The United States stock market, the most iconic market in global capitalism, is rigged. By whom? By a combination of the stock exchanges, the big Wall Street banks, and high-frequency traders. Who are the victims? Everybody who has an investment in the stock market.
Michael Lewis isn't talking about the stock market that you see on television every day. That ceased to be the center of U.S. financial activity years ago and exists today mostly as a photo op. This is the stock market that Lewis is talking about, the one where most of the trades take place now, inside hundreds of thousands of these black boxes located at more than 60 public and private exchanges, where billions of dollars in stock change hands every day with little or no public documentation. Trades are being made by thousands of robot computers programmed to buy and sell every stock on the market at speeds 100 times faster than you could blink an eye. A system so complex, it's all but invisible.
If it wasn't complicated, it wouldn't be allowed to happen. The complexity disguises what is happening. If it's so complicated you can't understand it, then you can't question it. And this is all being done by computers. All being done by computers. It's too fast to be done by humans. Humans have been completely removed from the marketplace.
Fast is the operative word. Machines with secret programs are now trading stocks in tiny fractions of a second, way too fast to be seen or recorded on a stock ticker or computer screen, faster than the market itself. High-frequency traders, big Wall Street firms, and stock exchanges have spent billions to gain an advantage of a millisecond for themselves and their customers, just to get a peek at stock market prices and orders, a flash before everyone else, along with the opportunity to act on it.
The insiders are able to move faster than you. They're able to see your order and play it against other orders in ways you don't understand. They're able to front run your order. What do you mean front run? It means they're able to identify your desire to buy shares in Microsoft and buy them in front of you and sell them back to you at a higher price. It all happens in infinitesimally small periods of time. There's speed advantage that
people always talking about the average small head got the highest IQ in the world and all that shit, man. They're a bunch of fucking crooks. I'm starting to realize that shit. And I think there is some truth to that. I think they're a smart group of people, but intelligence doesn't account for the fuckery. Right? Now, guys, let this sink in for a second. Now, just follow my mind for a second. There is an ocean per millisecond of dollars going into the market, right? And every day with that ocean coming in, you pull a pond out. That's what I'm saying. That's how they do it. They'll just put a couple of pennies on top of whatever trade you make. And they'll pull that shit out of there. And you pulling that shit. And I'm talking about, think about whatever share you buy. So you buy a share at $7. They buy that bitch for $7.05. I mean, they sell it to you for $7.05. They bought it for $7. This shit is done not microscopically, but electronically every millisecond. So they 3 or 4 milliseconds ahead of you. And in that time, that computer's so damn fast, it can make all these different choices and decisions for millions and billions of trades. And think, I'm one guy. I go buy $60 shares of AMC, and they put that shit in front of my damn trade. That's what they doing. Watch this shit.
Faster traders have is milliseconds, sometimes fractions of milliseconds, but it's enough for them to.
I don't think it's smart. I think you have the advantage of getting the monetary system through pulling strings with certain individuals. If you go and study the Rothschilds and how they really got into power, it was manipulation. He was a banker. It was a lot of wealthy bankers back then, but he played everybody and he cornered the market that way. But they had the New World and they didn't get the New World market. And Alexander Hamilton was pushing for that shit. He got killed in a duel, right? And it was good up until I think Andrew Jackson, they tried to kill him. We were doing fine. America was economically going to be okay. And then they came in with Woodrow Wilson and they pushed through under the auspices of sneaking at night at around Christmas Day or some shit. They came in at 2:00 in the morning and we got the Federal Reserve Act, and the rest is history. But I don't think that means you're intelligent. That means you are conniving, crooked, and you just did some shit under and you were able to get it done. But they went the first 100 and some odd years not getting it done. Now, once I got the damn, let me give you a good example. Me and you, Azriel, if me and you start a bank, if me and you are the central bank of a country and we cannot be audited, think about that for a second. We can't be audited, right? And so I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I can take, and you got an ocean every Friday of tax dollars coming in, right? Because you pay, because all you got to do is, instead of the money, the ability to print money is supposed to be Congress, right? They took that shit and say, no, we got it. We the Federal Reserve. Now, this is a company that's actually public as much as the damn Federal Express is, right? So exactly, they gave us the IRS. You are correct. And so what they did was they started printing that shit. I don't think that shit means you're smart. I think that shit just means you a fucking crook. That's all. I'm not kissing their ass. I'm not finna say that, oh man, he's smart. Like, are they smart in the sense that they're Ivy Leaguers and a lot of them are from Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth? Yeah, they're hardworking. They had high GPAs. Yeah, they are. They are. But that's not the prerequisite. It's not like we seeing a bunch of people just from Ivy League schools doing this shit. It's a certain small segment of the population out of a group of only 2%. They not that fucking smart. It's a lot of motherfuckers out here that'll run circles around them intellectually and they leeching off their ass too. So I don't think it's intelligence. It's advantage. You set the rules. They set the rules. They put themselves in a position. They set the rules and they cheated. That's what the fuck it is. And we always say, well, they're so smart because they're so rich because they're just smarter than them. No, the fuck they ain't. They a bunch of crooks. That's what we need to see it as. I don't want to see their ass as damn, like, you know, heroes, because that's what we're doing right now. We worshiping these people and putting them up, not you, but a lot of us, man, you know, Ken Griffin is so smart. Ken Griffin is so, no, that motherfucker's a crook. He bought both sides of the politics. That's what he did. He paid the Republicans. He paid the Democrats. and his ass is untouchable because he paid. This is how I be trying to talk about politics with black people. And I always say black people don't understand how politics is ran. That's why they understand that shit. This is a political game. This is not intelligence. This is politics. And they were able to get to that bitch and shut down any competition. They're able to stop other people from having fair, free markets where they can actually compete. They hate competition. This is just facts. Because the stagflation is too high, the stagflation involves the price of goods going up. The price of goods go up because the amount of labor to create goods is scarce. In other words, less people work. Exactly. And why? Who set that policy? Who controls? Who at the Agenda 21, literally 3-4 years ago, was saying we're about to see, said, well, Bill Gates said, yeah, Trump is going to see a pandemic before his first term is up. How the fuck did he know? How did he know? And all of a sudden, we talking about Joe Rogan, and he said, I'm just going to repeat what Joe Rogan said because I know they'll flag me for medical misinformation even after the shit has been proven and everybody done said it. But if I say it is medical misinformation, but what Joe Rogan said was, now we it's not really far-fetched to say it was created in the lab because that's actually, to me, that's true. But I knew that shit the first week they said the shit happened. When I first saw it, I knew it was some shit that was created in the lab. Yeah, Bill Gates said that shit. You damn so did. So these motherfuckers are pulling strings and doing a lot of shit. And so this shit was, hey, let's set up. That's like if, all right, a good example. Let's say you driving down the street and you got a truck with a bunch of, I don't know, a bunch of money in it. Say you got a Brinks truck, right? You driving that Brinks trucks down a tight, narrow road, right? So I go ahead of you and I cut a tree down, right? So when you ride down the street, you see the tree done fell down, you have to stop the truck. I pull up behind you, somebody else pull up behind you and say, yeah, man, my damn engine went out. Now you stuck, you can't go nowhere. Then the motherfuckers draw down on you and rob your ass. That's what they doing. And you know what we say? Man, they smart. I wouldn't call that smart. I would call that low down and fucked up is what it is. That's not smart. Smart would have been you figure out a way to make the money legitimately. Right? That's somebody I would actually call smart. But just putting yourself in a position to steal, you telling me there are no such things as smart crooks? Yes and no. I think there are such things like coders and hackers and shit like that. And I get it, right? If somebody, because like, for example, I was with what's the name of this company? This crypto company. Not crypto, binary options, right? And so I put my money in the damn binary options account. I traded my live account up to like $600, and then I stopped because I was trying to learn, and it was some shit I was messing up on. Man, I went about 3 months, didn't trade. Man, I got an email from the company saying you changed your password. Next day, I went in there trying to get in because I saw it at night. Man, I looked in there and tried to log. Them motherfuckers took every penny out in Bitcoin. They sent it out in Bitcoin. Hackers, right? Now, you can, well, they smart. They smart. Man, I don't call that shit smart. I call that shit cheating. That's what I call that a fucking immoral bitch ass nigga. That's what I call you when you do some shit like that.
Identify what you're going to do and do it before you do it at your expense. So it drives the price up. And in turn, you pay a higher price.
Michael Lewis is not the first person to allege the stock market is rigged or that high-frequency traders are front-running the market. But he was the first to find Brad Katsuyama, who was the first to figure out how it was being done.
A very unlikely character, a trader at the Royal Bank of Canada, a young Canadian man named Brad Katsuyama, realized that the market that he thought he knew had changed. The market seemed to be willing to sell stock. But the minute he went to buy it, someone else bought it. The stock went up. It was as if someone knew what he was doing before he did it.
Back in 2008, Katsuyama was 30 years old and running the Royal Bank of Canada's stock desk in New York with 25 traders working for him. Every time one of them tried to buy a large block of stock for a client, their order would only be partially filled and the price of the stock would go up. It kept happening over and over again.
Guys, y'all ever traded in Forex? And you ever noticed, like, this the thing. We've never really traded in a fair market. Now I'm starting to really realize this shit. most people got into Forex around 07, 06. That's when it first went public and became known for, because it was really just for banks, right? And so people start jumping in. You got all these damn brokers. And you ever notice how you get your indicators in the shit, you back test a damn plane? Come on, we done all traded now. Damn near everybody done traded before, right? You back test the shit work. It worked, right? You get in the live market, it worked. You fuck around, you start trading aggressively, and the next thing you know, the market just turn against you. And it seems like every time you take a trade, it just goes in the opposite direction. Almost like the market running from you. You'd be better served sometime putting a trade in with some of these damn things. And you like, I'm going to put a trade here and put a trade to straddle it because I know it's going to go the other way. Because they watching you. You know why? Because these brokers, what they do is, you can't trust none of these motherfuckers. What they doing is, they telling the hedge funds, hey, man, this is where they going with the money. Their indicators are telling them this. In fact, we taught them how to use the fucking indicators. So the Bollinger Band and the EMA crossover and all this shit, they're using this and they waiting on a reversal right here. Why don't you keep going down? Surge it down another X amount of dollars. You don't know. We really don't know if we've ever seen a fair market before. The market might be so fucking easy to trade. We could all make money, but we don't know that. And so right now, people, well, you know, that's just the way the market works. Da, da, da. Yes and no. Shit is so corrupt. Look at this shit. They saying every time they put some shit in, the shit went up. What's that tell you? I've seen that before.
Some analogy, I think, is that your family wants to go to a concert. You go on to StubHub, there's 4 tickets all next to each other for $20 each. You put in an order, buy 4 tickets, $20 each. And it says you bought 2 tickets at $20 each. And you go back and those same 2 seats that are sitting there have now gone up to $25.
What did you think the problem was?
I had no idea. I couldn't get answers.
At first, Katsuyama thought it must be that the technology at RBC was slow, until he went to Stamford, Connecticut and paid a visit to one of the largest hedge funds in the world.
The same things that I was experiencing as a trader, the most sophisticated hedge funds in the world was also having the same problem. Then the light bulb goes off, you say, holy cow, this is a huge problem.
You were determined to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right that people who are investing on behalf of pension funds and retirement funds are getting bait and switched every single day in the market.
Katsuyama suspected that the problem had something to do with plumbing, the way the trades were routed through fiber optic cables from his trading desk in Lower Manhattan to the 13 public exchanges in northern New Jersey. But no one would tell him exactly what happened to his orders once he hit the buy or sell button. So he put together a team of technical experts, traders, and most importantly, an Irish telecom guy named Ronan Ryan, who was an expert on high-speed fiber optic networks.
I knew nothing about trading until my first day at RBC. When I sat in a 3-hour meeting on algorithms, I called my wife afterwards and I'm like, holy crap, I have no idea what they just said.
Ryan had done work for the high-frequency traders. He knew what they were building, and he knew about the colossal amounts of money they were prepared to spend. He told Brad about a company called Spread Networks that had laid a high-speed fiber optic cable from the futures market in Chicago to the exchanges in New Jersey. They spent $300 million just to shave 3 milliseconds off the fastest route, and were leasing access to high-frequency traders at $10 million a pop.
From Brad Katsuyama's point of view, when he heard they were willing to spend that kind of money for milliseconds, it told him that the sums involved are vast. That was one of the first questions he had. He says, all right, I'm getting ripped off. Everybody's getting ripped off, but what does it add up to? And I think when he heard the story of Spread Networks, he realized this is tens of billions of dollars we're talking about.
Ronan Ryan also knew where all the cable was buried and had detailed maps of the fastest routes from the financial district in Lower Manhattan to the various stock exchanges in New Jersey, all calculated down to the millisecond.
So I would sit there, roll out maps, and draw out this data center as a box and a line going to it. And they had no idea what I was on about. And then I'd be like, hey, are you guys aware of where these data centers are located? Of course, you're arriving there at different time intervals.
For Brad, the maps turned what had been an abstract idea into something he could actually see. The first place his orders were landing was the BATS exchange across the river in Weehawken, New Jersey. And high-frequency traders were lying there in wait.
But I realized, oh my God, that's how I'm being front-run. I'm being front run because my signal gets to the Bats exchange first, and they can beat me to all the other exchanges.
It only took a tiny fraction of a second for Brad's trade to reach the next exchanges on the network. But the high-speed traders were able to jump in front of him, buy the same stock, and drive the price up before his order arrived, producing a small profit of just 1 or 2 pennies. But it was happening to everyone's trades millions of times a day.
That adds up.
You make it sound like a skim.
What else would you call it?
One hedge fund manager said I was running a hedge fund that was $9 billion, and that we figured that just our inability to make the trades the market said we should be able to make was costing us $300 million a year. That was $300 million a year in someone else's pocket. Is this illegal?
That's just $300 million a year from one hedge fund. What about all the others? What about me and you? You know, my thing is, I've been a big proponent of fair markets, capitalism, shit like that. And people don't understand. A lot of times they'll intertwine this with capitalism. This ain't capitalism. This is cronyism. And this shit is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This isn't fair market. This is not free. This is not a fair. Fair means I got a shot, you got a shot, everybody got a shot. You don't have a shot when the motherfucker raising the price before you even get there. And so do I call these motherfuckers smart?
Unique position. Consider
That's not these motherfuckers that did this shit. You know what, man? Let me tell y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Remember, man, I always talk about Golden Child. You know, Golden Child, a movie with Eddie Murphy. You know, he walks in there. He try to go at your boy and shit like that. Well, I guess it ain't on there. But, you know, listen, man. This is who I think we're dealing with. Listen, that's how the fuck I think about it. When I think of Ken Griffin, they call him the devil. This is what I think of. I'm dead serious. This is who I think of. Brother Noopsy. That's right. Brother Noopsy. Like, this shit right here. That motherfucker, you were wise to put the cables to catch. That's how I'm telling you, we working with the devil. Literally. And that's my problem I have with this shit, man. I don't call these people smart. I get sick of Lou, man. You got to give it to him. He's smart. He's smart. No, man, I could do that shit. If you put me in a position where all you got to do, listen, Azrael, let me tell you something. Tell me somebody tell me how you can't figure this shit out, right? So you set up a situation where you can siphon off money. You pay both politicians, your homeboy running the media, right? Your other friends run university systems, so you make sure they hate capitalism, but they don't hate crony. They don't even know what the fuck that means. Most of them don't. They don't know what corporatism is, right? And so you take that, you got all this big, vast-ass network, and y'all meet once every couple of years or every while, and y'all sitting, y'all playing out how the fuck y'all want shit to move, right? And then you go back, and you running this hedge fund, and you can pay both sides, Democrat, Republican, then they know better than to say something about your ass, because if they do, Obama took a lot of Wall Street money. Trump didn't take it, but even still, Trump was down with Wall Street. I'm not an idiot. See, I know what to get upset about. I know what it is. I called Trump ass out. Trump was down. You can't be president and not be down with Wall Street. You cannot be president and not be down with Wall Street. They'll kill your ass. I mean that shit, bro. So that's the problem. So these are the motherfuckers that run the world right here. This evil ass, look at him, eyes all gray and shit. We don't know what this motherfucker is.
He's the third richest
damn lizard or some shit. I'm just telling you.
but manager in the world as well. Griffin is a multi-billionaire who has made a fortune in recent times. Number 2, Ray Dalio.
Now, I don't know nothing about him. I don't know if he won. I think he might be something else. But this guy right here, Simon.
Number 1, Jim Simmons.
He going. So I just ran this whole damn list, and what we got, maybe two to maybe 3 that aren't small hats. The other 7 out of 10. Now, what are the statistical chances? man, they just smart. Man, we got to stop thinking like that. It's almost like saying, man, motherfuckers just know how to play, man. No, the refs getting them all the calls. Like, I like LeBron James. I don't. I can't stand his ass. But do I think LeBron James can play basketball? Yes. Do I think he's a good player? Yes. Do I think that the refs rig shit to make him look better than what the fuck he is? Is the media trying to help him get top 5 talent? Every fucking year, if it's a free agent, he needs to play with LeBron. He needs to play with LeBron. He needs to play with LeBron. Do I not see that shit? Like, I think the man's great, but damn, right? I cut ESPN on, they steady sucking him off every 5 seconds. Oh, LeBron is just so great. Oh, LeBron is such a philanthropist. Oh, LeBron built a school. Oh, LeBron, it's like that, right? So then I'm like, well, shit, I like LeBron, but damn, I mean, y'all trying to get this nigga Kevin Durant. Y'all was trying to get him Paul George. Y'all was trying to get him Kawhi Leonard. Y'all was trying to get him Steph Curry. Damn. And you still want to say this nigga to go? You see how shit work? That's what I'm talking about. Then you cut the media on. Nick Wright said that Kevin Durant was the best player. All of a sudden, Nick Wright does a complete 180. LeBron. And I'm like, damn. Right? You see all these guys in media saying this and ignoring the fact that he don't play no defense. This is the shit I'm talking about. And for a motherfucker to say, man, he the GOAT. That's how I feel. It's just like if you see these motherfuckers cheating and stealing, and you just say they smart and that's why they got the money they got. They just smart. Man, nah. I don't call that smart. Just like I don't call LeBron the GOAT, right? He's a great player, all-time great. Not going to say where he ranks, but he's an all-time great player. But I'm not going to say you GOAT when I see all types of bullshit that's like steroids for you to help you get where the fuck you got to go. You on steroids, literally, and figuratively. You get all types of help. You get all types of excuses when y'all lose, but when y'all win, oh my God, you see he's 37 and I'm like, well, shit, but the team lost. Yeah, he got 37 points, but the team losing. Why y'all ain't give Karl Anthony Towns no respect when he was getting 30 some odd points and his team was losing? Minnesota Timberwolves was struggling to get into the playoffs, but this time when LeBron does it, man, he should be in the MVP race. What the fuck? What the fuck? Right? The media every 5 seconds trying to help this man get top. That's what I'm saying. So when I look at these small hats and I look at the financial system, I don't think that's intelligence. I think you're cheating. You're literally front running. Literally. By going, I'm going to front run you. I'm going to get in front of you and sell this shit higher than what I paid for it on everything you get, right? And so my thing is, at the end of the day, we have got to be more intelligent. We have got to identify these people and be more accurate and identify who the hell they are. Because if you don't identify these people for the fuckery that they're committing against us as an individual and as a person, they are taking dollars out of each and every hour wallets and purses. Listen, man, they are ruining people. These people are the devil, man. I'm sorry. Look at this shit.
Now, gee, we're trying to figure out why inflation is going through the roof. 1.4 to the UK. They're now reporting the highest inflation in 30 years. 1.3 million to Germany. The producer price inflation jumped in Germany 24.2%.
They done took our damn dollars, printed it off, and sent it all over the world. If that don't piss you off, and I think they did that because of Trump. I think that was before Trump. But still, that shit should piss you off. That should piss you off.
The highest since World War II. You remember my prediction in 2010 when I was questioning this and I asked, is any of this money going overseas? Of course, that was insane to even ask. The reason why I asked is because if we inflate our money, the rest of the world will be hit first with inflation, much worse than ours. Much worse than ours. And these cowards all across the world who are politicians won't have the strength or moral character to say, well, I was involved. I politicked for that money and I wanted that money over here and America was giving it to us. And so we took it. They're not going to say that. They're going to say America inflated their money and we have that money.
Yeah, you know how fucked up this shit is, man. They are ransoming our children's wealth, our great grandchildren's wealth, man. They're using that shit to enrich themselves, man. Like, and they got us so dumbed down that we can't. They control our media. This shit. You know what this is? I'm living in They Live. That's what I'm living in. Y'all seen They Live with Roddy Piper, whatever, from the WWF back in the day. And he was in that movie, and it was these aliens, and they were hiding everybody and shit like that, and they was doing all this crazy shit. And he put them glasses on. Let me tell you something. Putting them glasses on give your ass a headache. Because you see this shit clearly. I see this shit. People like this, Glenn Beck, he sees it. Right? And so, you know, when you say white supremacy, that's why I look, I ain't trying to be funny. That's why I look at motherfuckers like Jason Black and Tariq Nasheed. I think they're paid opposition, like paid or should I say controlled opposition, because at the end of the day, guys, you have got to see this shit for what it is, right? These motherfuckers done pretty much put us in a position where we're doomed. And until and when shit happens, somebody needs to rise up. And right now, I'm by myself. I can't get an army of people to go with me. I can get everybody to agree, but you and I are so far disconnected from one another that I can't organize. And if I did, they'll just use the government and the media. They control the media. They'll paint us in such a. Now I don't watch Fox News, Renaissance Man. I don't. But they'll paint us in such a narrative, in such a way that the whole world will be against us. Oh, they're right-wing extremists. That's what this shit has become now. To call this shit out makes me a right-wing extremist. Right? That ought to let that shit sink in. That's some deep game for your ass. It really is.
As our gold, we have that as our reserve currency. They, because of their lavish lifestyle and living it up, they're
gonna get rid of Tucker ass. Tucker ain't gonna be on that long. Just like this guy was on Fox News and he started talking about the damn Bilderberg group and he was talking about all that shit. They kicked his ass off there. It's only so far you can go. Like, you can say certain things. Tucker does give good commentary from time to time, but Tucker can't really blow the whistle on these small hats like that. That's real shit. Don't nobody do that. Nobody. The brother I saw that was lightning to their ass, they got his ass off YouTube. Irritated Genie. The brother that was a lightning to their ass, they got rid of it. Irritated Genie. How you think I found out about James Baldwin having his gay lover change the name of his book to The Confessions of Nat Turner to confuse people? That was James Baldwin's idea, and we think he's a fucking hero. That nigga an enemy of black people. Alex Jones was another one, but even with Alex Jones, some people call him controlled opposition. I like Alex Jones because once you open up Pandora's box, you can't close that motherfucker, right? Once you open up Pandora's box, which is 9/11, and you pull that little piece of that yarn, and that bitch start unweaving. Okay. I started with 9/11, right? Loose change. I watched that. I was like, damn, he making some good points. And you know, I came on YouTube 06, right when it first came, 07. It was a lot of good shit on here. There was footage on YouTube of some amazing shit, like from people that were from New York putting up videos, and they was talking, and they was all, man, let me tell you something. I used to watch 9/11 shit back in the day. You can't watch that shit no more. It's all gone. You know what I'm saying? And they got rid of it. But you used to could come on here before they got bought by Google, right? And you could watch this shit, and it would tell you blow by blow what the fuck was going on. And I saw a clip of a dude walking up out of Building 6. Bag back, they're about to pull the building. The demolition guy said this was a New York police officer. Bag back, they about to get back, they about to pull the building. The bitch fell. They said it fell, it just collapsed, right? That was Giuliani's headquarters that morning, right? That shit is nowhere to be found right now. Loose Change is edited. You can barely find it. Guys, Loose Change used to have 3, 4, 5 million views like a shit. I'm talking about when it first came out. I remember that bitch got like 20, 30 million views. Now it's gone. You go back. Somebody uploaded it, but it's a different version. Bro, that dude went through methodically and meticulously and went through and found all the details as to this. It was too many holes. And when I saw that shit, I went back. Gulf of Tonkin, Vietnam, Pearl Harbor, right? And so you start seeing that shit. You start saying, damn, these motherfuckers been orchestrating all types of lies throughout history and shit and fooling us and making us think a certain way. Then you get into the Grace Commission when Reagan got in. And what did Alan Greenspan tell Ronald Reagan? Audit the Fed and I will what? Destroy your economy. He said there is no authority we have to respect. This is Alan Greenspan, small hat, Fed chair, 1980s, under Reagan and under Clinton, I think. He was both Democrat and Republican. That should tell you something. And he talked major shit. He was like, man, we ain't got to respect nobody. We the Fed, right? The guy that was talking about auditing the Fed that the people loved, that a lot of people got behind, Mr. Ron Paul from Texas, what they do? They cheated right there in Pennsylvania. That man was winning all the damn primaries in 2012. And I'm sorry, if Barack Obama had got on the stage with Ron Paul would have probably took half his fucking constituency. I'm being straight up. If you go look into who Ron Paul is, the man is consistent from the 70s up, right? And Ron Paul was coasting up in the polls in Pennsylvania, won a whole bunch of counties in Pennsylvania. And what did they do in Philadelphia? The same shit they did in 2020, right? They got his ass out of there. They gave Pennsylvania to Mitt Romney, and the rest is history. And that's that, right? I'm at the point now where I just think it's clear and concise what needs to be done. I just don't know if the people got the heart to do it. But, that's what need to be done. There needs to be some physical shit need to go down because this shit is ridiculous. $29 trillion they just printed and gave to the world. That shit should make you mad. We black folks in this bitch, they don't give a fuck about us. That's why I sometimes I have to apologize because sometimes I'm very disrespectful to people in my comments that be talking about this Democrat shit. I do, and I be like, damn, I shouldn't have said it that way. I'm going to go and say it. If you watch it, I apologize for being extremely difficult and disrespectful to people that are Democrat. The Republicans, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear it. This motherfucker talking about giving $500,000 to illegal immigrants, and they printing $29 trillion for the world, right? And that shit is coming out. That's our money, man. They gonna say we owe that shit. That's why right now our gas is so high. That's why when you go to the grocery store, shit, they pressing our ass. The salaries aren't going up. Salaries aren't going up. People are like, well, man, salaries ain't going up. You know why salaries ain't going up? Because this shit is controlled, bro.
Printed all of this money, and now we're all screwed. That's what's going to happen. Mark my words, and it's going to happen faster than you think because there's more news. It's not just the 30 trillion that we know about. It's now verified through FOIA. We can show you the numbers. That's a fact. But that's ancient history. Do you remember when they started giving money in 2019, right before, like 3 months before the pandemic? And I said at the time, there's a crash coming. Something is happening. This is not normal. And we couldn't get anyone to comment on it. No one would say a word. No economist could explain what the banks were doing. And I said, this is the biggest robbery of all time, the biggest redistribution of wealth. We are going to find out. Well, let me tell you in 60 seconds what they did. Now, we're going to have to probably wait 10 years for verification of this. But let me just take them at their word and do the math. If you think $30 trillion is outrageous, you haven't seen anything yet. So do you remember back in 2019, something started with the banks and they started giving them emergency cash because there was some kind of sort of fluctuation and we couldn't figure it out. No economist could. I mean, literally leading economists on CNBC and everything else, they were talking about it, but not a big deal. But they were talking about it and they were like, we don't know what this is. Okay. And I said, they are bailing out the banks. They are transferring wealth and they're doing it on an epic scale. And it started at $50 billion a day. They were making available, any bank that needed it could get $50 billion to loan overnight. and then you pay it back the next day.
Reverse repo.
Then it became
They're doing like almost $2.5 trillion a day right now.
We
don't even know about this shit. We don't know. Trillions was something. When I was a kid, the national debt was $4.3 trillion. When I was a kid.
First night, there was such demand, it quickly went up to $150 billion every single night. And you didn't have to pay it back right away. First, it was right away. Then it was 3 days. Then it was a couple of weeks. And then it was, I think, 3 months. And then it became kind of like, do you ever have to pay this back? Then we went into the pandemic. April of 2020, they began issuing loans $1 trillion per week. Officials tell me most likely they don't have to ever pay that back. All these loans, they're not actually getting, nobody's getting the money back. Okay. $1 trillion a week. We know that to be a fact. Now, because of the secrecy.
Now, like I said, I just showed y'all a second ago, all the CEO of Citibank, small hat, right? Everywhere you look, right? And so earlier, James Earl Mones sent me something yesterday. I can't share my screen because I don't want to start no shit. But let me let this play.
I want to start my presentation by looking at a quick backdrop of the genetic bioweapons industry. And I think the world first became aware of the fact that there was such a bioweapons industry when a gentleman by the name of Dr. Leonard Horowitz published a book called Emerging Viruses in 1996. Emerging Viruses, AIDS and Ebola, Natural or Intentional. That was the title of the book. And in this academic treatise, and he's a virologist and a vaccinologist, he proved that AIDS and Ebola are manufactured viruses engineered in a laboratory. His academic treatise has stood the test of time. It has never been refuted. And we know that the way academics stand and fall is on being presented and refuted. This has never been refuted. And the genetic bioweapons industry is the most covert industry on planet Earth, but it exists. I would like to go further by saying that...
Do you guys remember, right? I say about 4, 5 years ago, all these microbiologists were disappearing and getting killed and shit. Y'all remember that? And I never forget, they was talking about, this guy came out with a video in Africa. He was in South Africa, and he said that these microbiologists are being recruited to try to formulate a virus that will attack melanin. And, I don't look, man. If you study the Great Leap Forward, right? Like and this is how you can know, you can look into the future and see what might be coming our way, right? Like if you study this shit, where is it? There's a clip of a video. I always play this video. And this video talks about them coming into the coming into the system under Chairman Mao and how they operated. And I don't know, they probably can't even find a damn video no more. When I tell you they sat there and starved people to death and killed people. Because, see, guys, you got to believe, this is why evolution has become so much a big thing. And evolution has a ton of gaps in it, right? Like, there are no transitory animals that evolved from, you got a fish, you got a bird. There has to be there needs to be grades in between each one. And there's not. That's why they always call it the missing link, right? That's just one of them. Also, there's no new information being put into our DNA. It doesn't just create new information. In order to go from that, you need new information. Because that's all DNA is information, instructions. And so new instructions got to be put in there. They can't see that shit nowhere, right? So it's not true, right? Just in so many words. But they've popularized it and they've used that because that is what, upon that foundation, is what communism and all these different, this system of government stands, is that we're animals. That's why he starved all them people. Damn, I had the video. I cannot find it. That's why they killed all them folks, man. We don't even know about this shit. You got video clips. Listen, you have got video clips of these people walking. They got people on their knees and they just walking down the line, just blowing their brains out. Bow, 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 just shooting them, right? This shit it only works in a system where the government is pretty much on some shit like people are not, they don't have souls, there is no creator, and you're just an animal. And it's about the greater good, right? It's always about the greater. And you hear that shit all the time with Obama. You heard it with this pandemic. The greater good, right? The greater good is this. The greater good is that. Let me tell you something. When they do that, what they're saying is the idea of the many is more important than the individual. And you got to be careful with that shit. Because black people, you are individuals in the grand scheme of things. African Americans would not be considered the majority, and we're not the majority. So if motherfuckers make up their mind, like if the Chinese were to ever conquer America, and I always talk about this shit, if they were to ever conquer America and they were able to come over here, black people, they just did a study. They just talked about how black men, for instance, literally don't produce anything to the tune of $1 billion a week, upwards of $50 billion a year. Black people are unproductive. Why the fuck would they even let us stay living? They'll kill us. They would literally line. I could easily see someone that thinks that way saying, hey, line up these unproductive motherfuckers. We ain't got enough grain. We don't have enough this. We don't have enough that. Line them up and just kill them. Or let's do it more humanely. Let's give them a virus and not tell them. Or give them a shot, not tell them, and it kills them. Not saying anything about what's going on right now. But that's what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit I see. I see that shit so simply happening, easily happening in this country, because I just think that black people are unproductive. We don't have any skills. We lack human capital. And so what happens is you have these large groups of individuals in this country. If they come over here, they start marching and bringing their Chinese ideologies over here. That's what it's going to be, man. It's going to be the death of, I know it was just black men. That's the thing. They like, well, shit, we could just say that. Shit, we could say that 50 billion and shit, we just kill off all them motherfuckers. Right? And shit, with black women, they might do the same. They might kill off all black people. I would not be surprised. I just would not be surprised, guys. And so I'm going to try to find this ODD video and I'm going to let it play and I'm going to see if they don't. Let's see if they don't mess with me. Let's see. They won't even let me find the damn video. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Have they deleted ODD's TV channel or something? Has this channel been deleted again? Because they deleted it before. And now I can't find a video nowhere. Let me see if I can filter this damn search. This is crazy. They done deleted everything. Let me see if I can find it, man. This is crazy. But this is what I'm talking about. Now, I ain't risking my channel. I'm just going to try to find it and see if I can find the video with They Live in it. So I just played the damn video the other day. This is crazy. I just played the damn video. And I want y'all to hear, because I can't play the movie because they'll automatically take the stream down like they always do if I play anything from that movie, right? But I'm just going to let him kind of give a commentary. I always used to go to his commentary. But that's what the fuck it is, man. Don't see it. Don't see it. How do I search my own channels? Hold on one second. I tell you what. I can search my own channels and I can tell you where I can show it to y'all that way. Just by searching my subscriptions. That's the easiest way. Search my subscriptions. At least I thought I could. Is it not here no more? Gene Deal, Flimlo Raps. I don't see it no more. I mean, damn, they done got rid of everything. I think they might have deleted this channel again, man. I think they done deleted that man channel again. That's what I think done happened. Let me see. Filters. Let me search channels. Yeah, they might. This can't be it. Let me see playlist. This might be it. Let me see. Music videos. They just got his music on here. They might have got him. Because I don't see him no more. And I'm searching the channels. But it's like that with me too. Like if you try to search my channel, and yeah, I'm not subscribed to it, so that's not it. Yeah. And so it's a channel that I'm subscribed to, and I know his channel ain't on here. So guys, did they delete ODD TV? Anybody know? Did they delete him? That's crazy, man. Damn, they won't let you have nothing out here. So I guess they might have got him. I think they got him, y'all. Because he's not in my list no more. And he was near the top because I just watched this video the other day. So anyway, I ain't gonna go into it, man. But anyway, he did that movie, and I should have downloaded that damn video. That's what I should have did. But he did that movie about or covered the movie. And in the movie, he was just talking about all the fuckery that was going on with the They Live. And I would encourage you to go watch that movie because it really it's a telltale sign, except you just have to switch out that movie with Zionist, small hats. That's really who it is, man. And you pretty much will have everything you need. And it ain't, get rid of the aliens and turn it into fallen angels and demons. And there you go. You pretty much know the truth. You'll know the truth right there. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. I know people think I'm crazy, but it's kind of sad right now. You're called a right wing extremist if you call this shit out. You can't even say it no more. You can't even come out here and be like, yeah, man, this is what they're doing. They stole $30 trillion from the banking system. They basically, raping our kids' future, da-da-da-da. Oh, you a right-wing extremist, man. You this, you that. Like, nigga, ain't no right-wing extremist. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. This is not on some hatred shit. You know what I'm saying? This is not me hating on, being a right. I hate when people say that shit. That's one thing I hate is when people say, because I've been called a right-wing conspiracy theorist by a couple of my friends. Oh, you're a right-wing conspiracy theorist. Because you ain't I don't have just had a typical quote-unquote Republican talking points. So when we get in discussions, they want to try to throw that shit at me. Be like, okay, well, I don't care nothing about that. That's not where I'm going with it. Right? I'm not going with the right-wing, talking points. That's not what I'm on, And then you start trying to bring this shit to the light, and they freeze up. Try to talk about this shit with the regular person. They'll freeze up. They'll be like, what the hell is what are you talking about, man? Where'd that come from? I never heard of that. And that's it, man. On some real shit. So obviously they deleted ODD's channel because I done went back days and days and days, and and I know I looked at these videos myself with his stuff in it. And I know his stuff was in my damn history. And now I'm scrolling down and I don't see any of it. So they done pretty much deleted his channel, which is fitting. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. They got to dumb you down. They got to dumb us down. They don't want us having free information circulating out here where you can kind of talk about shit. They don't. They want you to be the victim of their circumstance, and they want you to play with the man. Like if you getting your media or your news from CNN or some shit, I ain't got nothing to say to you because you obviously, you in the dark and you right where they want you to be. So they're never gonna allow you to really be taught or told to tell the truth on some shit. They're not. You know what I'm saying? That's the real truth, man. So my son's upstairs, and I've been scrolling this whole time, and I do not see one video. They done deleted this man's channel. Damn. He didn't even make any new videos. This shit crazy. Let me see. I sent old dude. Let me see some. Hold on. Let me I'm gonna check one more thing before I go. If I can find it, because I texted the video to somebody. And if I click this link and it's not there anymore, then I know they deleted this channel. So let me go here. Because what's his face was on his channel? Lord Jamar. Yep. Ain't that some shit? This video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. Motherfuckers. They got him. That's what I'm talking about. That dude ain't say shit. He didn't do nothing. He was a flat earther and he didn't say shit. He just brought a lot of great information and they done deleted that man's shit. That's some bullshit, man. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all have a good one, man. I'll see y'all.